Hello. You. Boop. Boop. I booped my own nose. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, folks. I'm tuning in now. Swipe to close. I hit the wrong thing. Here I go. I've only done a few of these, so, it's not like I know what I'm doing, and that's okay. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can charge my phone. Whoops. There we go. Who doesn't like a charged phone, huh? Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Good morning, German Maid 95. Good morning, Teresa. Oops, somebody else. Daily Bird. Beth 2177. I am a Beth as well. Nice to see folks tuning in. I think so. It's kind of funny. Miss Mullins has joined, and Paulette Wiley and Robin is here, and this is me being Miss Jean on Romper Room. I like it. It's a good morning, Beth. Good morning, Beth. Nice to see you. We Beths, we're pretty rocking. I love it. Palm Tree 04180. Catherine is here. I'm just welcoming everybody into the room. Come on, have a seat, sit down, enjoy yourselves. Welcome to Fantasy Island, right? I am not necessarily Mr. Rourke or Tattoo for that matter. Ms. Crentis, thank you for sharing the live, encouraging more people to share. I love it. Catherine is saying, yay, I caught you. Here I am. Yes, exactly, Ms. Mullins, Romper Room. Yes, Denise, I love that. Saw you. Shannon, Grace, very cool. Catherine is liking the live. I could just sit here and just welcome everybody into the room. Kristen, all sorts of people. Yeah, so I'm a Gen X era person, and I think after English, my second language, frankly, is pop culture references. There we go. Okay, so I love that this is being recorded, and I will upload it to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, because Grace just said your earrings. And I somebody else, and maybe it was you, Grace, maybe it wasn't. I am so bad with names. However, somebody on a previous TikTok live complimented me on my earrings and wanted to know the story about them. The story is short, but I wanted to just mention to you that somebody asked about them. So a friend of mine made these for me. She made these for me. She didn't make them for me. She made them, and then I fell in love with them, and so I bought them from her. And I just love them because they are just very simple. I wear them like all the time. I have another pair. I have very few pairs of earrings that I wear. I wear the same ones over and over again, and I have the occasional ones that I wear for like, different, like more like outfits and stuff. But I love these as my daily wearers. So thank you. All right. Good morning. Happy to be alive. Good morning. I love your energy. I'm here for both the content and your personality. Blink, blink, blink. Thank you very much. Thank you. I gotta say, these TikTok lives are a game changer for me as well. I really enjoy doing them. I look forward to them. I don't dread them. And I love meeting folks and helping you with your clutter and your stuff. Silly question, maybe, but where's the best place to buy plastic bins? Catherine says, earrings are beautiful. Thank you about that. What I will offer is, there's no right, good place, best and perfect and all that. Let's remove those. Let's look at a good place. Where's a good place to get them? It really depends. I bet if you looked up stuff on the internet, you could go. There could be something at the Dollar Tree. You could go to the Container Store. You need to, and I say this in a good way, you need to figure out and decide what works for you. What size are you looking for? What color are you looking for? Try some simple places first. Target, Michael's Crafts, I don't know. Cut out a paper, probably get enough cardboard boxes from Amazon. See if a cardboard box works. I will say this to everybody. I am not about trying to get you to buy anything, except my coaching. But I mean anything like tangible, unless you really need it. Because what I have found is that default of what do I need to buy to solve my problem is kind of flipped on what we're doing. What we're saying is, what can I remove from my home so I maybe don't even need a plastic bin? Now, I'll be honest, like for earrings and stuff like that, see that little thing right there? That is a pink, that is a like a kind of a vintage retro, probably 70s, maybe 60s sewing kit. My earrings are in that. That has a little tray on the top, and I just kind of take them off and put them in there. So do you, okay? Haley is saying, I got on only to see if you were live. Now I know I'll accomplish so much. I love it. I love the fact that I'm showing up for you helps you show up for you. And I say that with both a mixture of sincerity and playfulness, because it is really cool to remind yourself to give yourself the time to do something that's important to you. Now, the cool thing is that decluttering, while you may look at it as kind of a chore, and something that's like, how could this be for me? What I want to offer to you, and if we haven't met before, I want to make sure I introduce myself in case anybody's brand new. And I want to say, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. That's what my TikTok page is. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I've got a website, destinationdecluttered.com. All the Destination Decluttered is, that's me. That's me right here. Okay? This is me, because for years I struggled with clutter and stuff and making my life be what I wanted it to. Oh yeah, I did some great stuff, and boy, could it look good on the surface, but ooh, if you opened up a door or a drawer, or my basement or my attic, woo, closet, I mean, what do you call that, garage? Not so much. You will also notice when I said garage, I sound like I'm saying Gerard, Mrs. and Mr. T, that my Boston accent comes out. But what I want to offer to you is Destination Decluttered comes from my years of road tripping, writing about road trips. I've written books about road trips. I still sell them. I'm going to be doing a thing tomorrow. If I remember, I should do a video. I'm going to write down video for Pyrex Fest. Pyrex Fest. I'll pop that on there today. Anyhow, I'm here for you. I am here for you to help you get where your destination decluttered is. What is your destination? It's the place you're excited to get to. You know how they call them vacation destinations? How excited are you to go to on vacation? How you look forward to it, and you do all the things. You save up your money. You schedule the time off from work. You make the plans. You do all the things to get you there. Decluttering is the same way, because I want you to be excited about what your home is going to look like, feel like, and function like after you've done all the things. Okay, there we go. And if I show up on TikTok Live and that gets you motivated and helps you kind of put down the phone, turn up the volume, and pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance. Everybody get that going through their head right now? Have some fun with it. Do some decluttering between now, 11:08 Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern whatever time, until I sign off at noontime, because I have a call right after this. But in the meantime, there's 50 minutes that you can do things to get you from where you are now to closer to where I want to be. Hey, anybody else besides me notice that one of my little little dotted lines there have dropped? I gotta figure out what that is. Probably fell over there. Anyhow, I'm here for you, so if you have questions, put them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them and inspire you and encourage you to drive your life in the direction of your dreams. German May signed on, German May 95, going to see how many tasks I can get done while you're on. Who wants to have a fun race? There you go. We talk about cars. You guys you're all driving towards all of you all are driving towards your own destinations. But yeah, have some fun with it. Make it fun. Maybe this is the ADHD brain that I grew up with, but if it's not fun, I don't want to do it. I heard of the official way of talking about that, but to me, if I'm not engaged, if I don't see why I'm doing it, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to have to convince you to do it yourself, but I will say, if you convince yourself and say, this is going to be so cool when my place even just looks and feels a little bit better, notice that. Notice also the wonderful thing that happens every time I do one of these TikTok lives is that I come on to help you. You need help because you have clutter, but also you're helping other people. I see somebody asking a question and other people chatting and saying, I can help you with that. I can help you with that is my thing. What can I do to help you? And notice that even though you need help, you're also helping somebody else. That's such a cool thing. Okay, there we go. Woo! Hello from Rhode Island. Nice to see you, Rhode Island. I am from the suburbs of Boston, the 781 area code, I think it is now. Yeah, and my family's up there still too. So I'm going to be seeing my sister later on today. She's driving down to Pennsylvania, where I am now, and then we go to Maryland for this Pyrex Fest in Havre de Grace, Maryland. My sister is a vintage seller, much like I was years ago until I wasn't, and I'm helping her with her tent. So if you happen to be in the Havre de Grace, Maryland area tomorrow, Joe Retro is having a street fair, and talk about decluttering and talking about not only decluttering, but getting the stuff that you really like into your home. this Pyrex and Vintage Fest is going to be a fun time. So just want to mention that. Okay, so here we go. My Heather Feather is saying my poor mama is a hoarder's queen. Okay, I get it. I don't even know how old you are, but I want to offer and suggest and just point out that many of the older generations, and I'm too young to have those older generations. However, I know that I'm not as young as I feel, but I am, is that many people especially in the US and in the world, were affected by the Great Depression of the 1920s and 30s. And because of that, and because of the way things were scarce and hard to get, that gave them a feeling of scarcity. And what I want to just suggest is sometimes that is something that if somebody wants to, they can get help and overcome. Sometimes that sometimes that help may be me. I help people. However, if it is true hoarding is often a response, a mental health response to a traumatic event or events. And what I want to just offer is your mom might be a hoarder. She may not be able to help herself. If it is something beyond what I do, and if it sounds like it, even if we did a consultation, if it sounded more like hoarding of the mental health persuasion, I would, with compassion and love for my fellow human being, suggest that you look for a mental health professional in your area that can help your mom with that. I know when I'm in my wheelhouse like nobody's business, but I also am wise enough and compassionate enough to know when I am not the help that somebody needs. So if you or your mom, and sometimes hoarding gets bandied about, maybe you're just a person who just is like, I just need to get my act together. Also, just notice there's a different flavor of that, okay? So there we go. I hope that helps, Heather Feather, and that's really cool that you're trying to help your mom, okay? Where do we go? TikToker is asking, what's the first step in decluttering? Here's my thing. This is what has game changed my decluttering in my life. I'll give it to you. The first step is the last step. What? The first step is saying, why am I doing this? Where am I going? And how can I make it exciting? Why am I going to even do this? So I ask you, what do you want your home to look and feel and function like? Answer that question. Write it down. Get specific. Chunk it down. Your home is big. It may feel overwhelming. Overwhelm. Notice that. Overwhelming. It's feeling overwhelmed. It's above you. I was up above it. Now I'm down in it. I don't know. I don't know if that particularly applies. Overwhelm is up here. Writing it down and chunking it down and calming down and breathing down. All of those downs will help you get started. So you chunk down your home. You say, what do I want this room to look and feel like? What do I want this room to look like? How do I want to feel when I walk in this room? Sometimes if you don't know how to answer that, ask yourself how you feel now when you walk in this room and what's the opposite? Oh, I feel so overwhelmed. I don't want to feel overwhelmed. I want to feel in control. Oh, it's so cluttered. I want it to be less cluttered. I want it to only have the stuff in it that matters to me. Oh, I feel stressed when I walk into that room. I want to feel not stressed. I want to feel relaxed, peaceful, calm. Notice that, okay? There we go. Ooh, a lot of stuff just popped up. Let me try my best. Squantum. Roswell, Georgia. Squantum. I should know where that is. Is that near Quincy? You can tell I'm really from Massachusetts because I called it Quincy with a Z. Okay, there we go. Colleen is saying, I have an ADD brain too. I don't know how you do it. I never know where to start working on a garage. Okay, here's the thing. I like to make things so simple. I like to help you realize how small the roadblocks are sometimes. And what I want to suggest to you is just start. It kind of, in the grand scheme of things, sometimes it really doesn't matter where you start. Sometimes just starting is the most important part. Because if you're stopped and you don't know where to start, you don't start at all, and it just gets worse. Or it stays the same, it doesn't get better. If you're working on your garage, look at one section of your garage. One thing that may help you, Colleen, if you have ADD brain too, this has helped clients of mine, so I will offer it to you. Look at your garage through your camera that is your phone, because we live in the Jetsons era. And take some pictures. Take a picture of a area that bugs you, and then look at the picture instead of the place and say, what bugs me about this? What's the clutter? What can I do here? And then go work on that space. And then when you're done, and I say done, like set your timer for 20 minutes. This is another hack. Picture taking, timering. These are great things that work with the ADHD brain and anybody's brain. Set your timer for 20 minutes. Take a picture. Everybody, take a picture of a place. Maybe even the people we're decluttering now. Take a picture, work on one place for like 20 minutes. And then when you're done with the 20 minutes, congratulate yourself for 20 minutes of decluttering and take a picture. It will look better. It will look different. It will look better when you do that. And then you lather, rinse, repeat. Getting from stuck to started is like the most important thing. It just is. And we do this every day of our lives. That's why I'm a decluttering life coach. Because getting from stuck to started in your decluttering is the same thing about getting stuck to started with eating other foods and moving your body different ways and making those phone calls and donating those items or having that conversation. Notice what's going to get you started is how this is going to improve your life. Okay? That's why we do it. Okay. There we go. All sorts of nice little chit chat there. Yep. Okay. Call Me Pat is saying, what blows my mind is boomers will buy stuff but won't pay for their kids' college. You know what? Everybody, I was thinking about this the other day. I will offer this to you too. I might do a TikTok video about it. We all have in our own brains an idea of what's important to us and what we want to spend on. Notice 3 places where we use the verb spend. We spend our money on things. We spend our time doing things or not doing things. And we spend our energy on things that matter to us and things that don't matter to us. So everybody's different. You may spend your time and money and energy on stuff that's different from me. That's okay. Everybody is different, and that's okay. All of our brains are different. You make sure that you spend your money and your time and your energy on the things that are important to you. There we go. There we go. Yes. Okay. See, notice your mom's. Heather is getting into some details about her mom being a hoarder. Notice that hoarding often comes from lack. Yeah. She grew up on the streets with her mother with literally one doll and that's it. So she saves everything because she thinks she'll need it at some point. She has not realized that she's okay right now because here's the deal. Think about it in this way. Lack is not having anything, right? Lack is not enough. I don't have enough. It's that feeling of the legit feeling of we don't have enough money, we don't have enough food, we don't have enough clothing. Lack. Scarcity, lack, not good feeling. Then there's a layer above that called sufficiency. Just right. Enough. We have enough. We have enough. That is kind of a nice set point. I usually, when I'm using my body on these TikTok lives, anybody who's just decluttering, all I'm doing is I've got my hands kind of near my heart. And because that's where the good stuff happens, is all right here in the human body, I swear to God. Then notice enough is right here. Hoarding is the stuff, the layer above enough into too much. And oftentimes this layer here is because of this thoughts and feelings and actions about the scarcity. Your mom isn't scarcity. She's scarce in her brain and her feelings, but not in what's around her. But just notice the interplay of all those things. Okay? Yeah. There we go. Everybody. We all, Gen Xers, Gen whatevers, you can either be the person. We have our own issues with clutter because of the way we were brought up. We were brought up by people who also have their own issues with clutter. The cool thing is about we are here right now, and we are wanting to change that. So you all, and we all, and me and you, and everybody here, we're doing something about that. And even this baby steps of listening for a hot minute to a decluttering life coach on TikTok, encouraging you to look at your stuff in a different way. To maybe think, because when you think different, you do different, and you get different results. So notice that, how cool it is that you're saying, there's something up with me in my clutter. I've got too much. I know where it comes from. It comes from my parents. That's them. You want to help them, that's great. What I say, help yourself first, and you will be able to much better help them. Okay? Notice that. Yep, sentimental items, I get it. Okay. There we go. Yeah, chain breakers. Yes, Heather Feathers. Let's be the chain breakers. Let's break that chain. So Heather, what I ask for you, and just think about this. You don't need to answer, but just answer. You see this thing affecting your mom. How does this affect you? Okay? Holly says, mine comes from me and my husband. You both are collectors. You're both are clutterers. Notice you have certain ways that you think and feel and act about your clutter. So does your husband, because he's a human on the planet too. He grew up with stuff too. Okay? Notice that. All right, what else do we have? One load of laundry in, says German Maid. Trash and recycle is out. There we go. All right, getting sidetracked easily. Not to say that that's not hard to get yourself retracked. I don't know, sidetracked. Get you redirected back onto the road. See what I did there? I'm always about the road trip. When you get sidetracked, notice it. Put out your traffic cop hand and redirect your traffic back onto the road that you want to go on. It's practice. There we go. I love it. German Maid is putting out a little, what do I want to say, like a lovely competition, or just like a little whatever, saying what they're doing for decluttering. If anybody else is decluttering and want to chime in to be like, look, I did this, look, I did that, feel free to do that in the comments. Let's just have some fun. So much more fun when you make it fun, okay? Kate Tastic says, I don't have a done version of my kitchen. Okay, if you don't have a done version, what's a better version? Okay, I never finish a spot where it's done. You get to decide what done looks like. You can also decide that you're never done and you're always doing something more. I offer, get it to where it looks and feels and functions like you want it to, that it looks good, you feel good, and you can find things easily. And then here's your time to go out and do things that are important to you. And I say go out and do things that are important to you. If that means flopping on the couch and reading a book, that's important to you. Quiet down your brain. Say, this is good enough for me, and now I'm going to enjoy my life. That's the life coachy part of the decluttering. And doesn't it feel better when you say, I can stop my decluttering and then go do something and play? Now, if you have a backlog of clutter, as I like to say, you will most likely need to spend more time in the short term to decrease that number. But then you also ideally will change your habits so you don't reclutter again. And then once you get into that, make it a road trip, have fun, take some time off every day to enjoy yourself. That will fill your gas tank. That will fill your gas tank so you can show up again because this wasn't so arduous. Okay? Okay. All right, what else do we have here? There we go. German Maid, you are on a roll. Okay, notice the thing. Sometimes it's a flip-flop. Phoenix RZZG is saying, I'm a boomer, and my mom was actually a thrower-outer person. So I became an emotionally attached person. Just notice that. You have been an emotionally attached person because of what your mother did. If that's working for you, that's awesome. But if it's not, you can do something about it. Notice it, stop it, redirect that traffic. Say, I'm not going to be emotionally attached to everything. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to do something else. Okay? I love it. Heidi D is focusing on decluttering the kitchen this weekend. That's great. Sue is saying, I have a lot of stuff from my late husband and don't know whether to save certain things for my kids. I don't know how old your children are. However, I will say if they're at a certain age of, late teens plus, if not, ask them. Ask them what they want of your stuff. Ask yourself what you want them to remember about your husband, and maybe that will help you whittle down what you're leaving for them. What I want to offer to you too, and this is kind of a blanket statement, and I know there's always, what do I want to say? Exceptions to a blanket statement, but what I have heard and what I have observed is that many people of the younger generation don't want as much stuff as our generation and the ones above us. Some of them do. I mean, trust me. Sometimes when I'm at this Pyrex Fest that I'm going to with my sister to help her sell some stuff, there are people that are definitely younger than me who enjoy these things, but I think a lot of people don't. So finding that balance is what's right for them is something to think about. Okay? What do you do with old computers? Yeah, okay, Kate Tastic, this is something I kind of struggle with myself, I'll be honest, is I would Google it. Actually, here's a funny thing. So I say that because I recently came across, and I was going to do a TikTok video about it, but I haven't found the answer yet, is I came across in my basement, I knew exactly where it was a a bag, and it's like this bag is pretty much the history of cell phones. It is the bag of pretty much every cell phone that my husband and I have owned, and even his parents when they passed away. We put them in a bag. We know we need to do something with them. We're not sure what. It's going to take some research, depending upon where you live. Is there a old computer recycling thing? I say this because in my neck of the woods in Pennsylvania, here's the thing. Look for maybe these keywords on Google. Electronics recycling event. I say that because there's one. It's going to be happening practically across the street from me. Oh crap! Oh, it's okay, so it's next Wednesday, and it says small appliances, printers, computers, laptops, VCRs. VCRs, isn't that old school, huh? Miscellaneous wire and anything with a plug. There is an asterisk. I missed the asterisk, but the cool thing is, maybe I'll go over and give those phones to them. I don't know, but do some research and find out what works in your areas. Okay, German Maid, you're on a roll. Okay, all right. Yeah, so Holly, I will say this to everybody who maybe is listening to this and is getting inspired. Notice that energy you have. Notice that encouraged energy. I can do this energy. This happens often when I'm doing my one-on-one coaching with people and when I do these TikTok lives. I get energized myself and I'm like, this is great. And then I look around my house. I'm like, I freaking love this place. I guess it looks so good. I guess I get to go out for a walk. But notice that the more powerful thing is to learn how to generate that energy in yourself so that you are more encouraged, more looking forward to, more in just a better mood when you're doing your decluttering versus thinking it's like a chore that you need to dread. Okay? Notice that. Oh, there we go. I love it. Call Me Pat is saying every bag that goes out is like a brick off my back. Notice how your clutter can literally make you feel weighed down. And then every little bag, I can't tell you how many people, when I do consultations for people, when we're about to do one-on-one coaching, if we see it's going to be a good fit, they say, I just want to feel lighter. I don't want to feel so heavy. I want to feel lighter. Notice that type of thing. Okay. There you go. Heidi D. People are offering questions. Love it. Love it. Oh yeah, the malls and cell phones. Yeah, I got to look into that. I promise, kind of like I did. And I will say this, it's about halfway past the hour, close enough. If we're just meeting, my name is Beth, Destination Decluttered. I am a decluttering life coach. If you haven't followed my TikTok page, could you follow it, please? And I'm being conscious when I say follow, because I used to say like on Facebook. And I realized somebody said to me, I don't know how to like a TikTok page. And I think the word is just follow. If you haven't followed my page, if you're interested and you enjoy what you're hearing so far, please do that. Seeing the numbers incrementally grow means that what I'm doing is important to people. And when I see that, it helps me show up more because I want to help as many people as I can, because I have been on the struggle part of that. I have struggled with this stuff, and I have found a way that works for me and has worked for my multiple clients that I do on one-on-one. I hear also from people that just hear me on TikTok and send me nice little notes about how much things are happening. So this is why I show up. So Destination Decluttered is my TikTok page. If you could follow that, maybe share it with anybody you know. The other thing too is if you enjoy these TikTok lives and kind of like German Maid Up Thread is saying, I am decluttering while this is happening, and other people again have told me that this helps them is to pop one of these on while they're decluttering, is my TikTok lives, I download them from TikTok and then I upload them to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. They are there under a playlist called TikTok Lives. And I'm all up to date, and today before I go to the Pyrex Fest, I will download this one and upload it before I leave the house. So we'll be all set. That being said, I also want to just let you know of two other cool things that I do. So I do one-on-one coaching with clients. I do a 10-week package once a week on Zoom for an hour. That is something that you need to we need to get into a consultation for. Consultation sounds probably a lot more overwhelming than it is. It's just like a one-on-one conversation on Zoom. And how you get that is if I have any, consultation things on my calendar. Now, here's the other thing about me. Yeah, if you want a consultation with me, if you want to start your coaching with the first week of October, there's one consultation slot for next week, and then I'm off the grid until the beginning of October. So if you want to get a head start on it, go to my website, DestinationDecluttered.com. You'll go there. You can sign. You can grab that. It'll say schedule a consultation with me. There's big orange buttons all over the place. You'll find it. I try to make it easy, but not too obnoxious. You can sign up for that. But also, if you're like, oh crap, that time doesn't work for me, never fear. Never fear. I don't know. Is that, I want to say Mighty Mouse or Underdog, or neither of them, is get on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. That is a really cool place to be. It is free. It is simple. I do not spam you. All I do is do good stuff. You get a habit tracker. You get a free habit tracker. I'm going to show you mine. I'm using it myself because I fell off the habit tracking wagon and I wasn't drinking enough water and all that. So I've got mine going on. You get a habit tracker. There's one page that's empty that you can fill in yourself. There's another one that gives you 10 things to look at to get in the habit of decluttering. And you can download that PDF, use it for the rest of your life. There's also the people on the the Destination Decluttered email mailing list are the first ones to know about when consultation calendar is updated. They're also the first ones to know when I have scheduled TikTok lives. They are also the ones that are invited to a free group Zoom call that is happening for this month. It happens once a month. In September, it's happening is it next Wednesday? I think it's next Wednesday. It is. I was thinking of it being the 18th. It's the 20th. Yes, 8 p.m. Eastern on the 20th. If you want to be invited to a free group Zoom, which is kind of like this, only better, get on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com/join is how you do that. And also, check this out. This is how I run my stuff, and I really love it. When I get an inspiration, I'm like, yeah, I want to do something about that. So 2 things I will mention about that, and then I'll get back to your messages. But I just wanted to make sure you had all the resources available, especially because I'm not going to be doing a TikTok live for a couple days now. And the thing I want to mention too is about ideas that come to my head that I think, yeah, I want to do that. One is I'm thinking of doing a group coaching program at the beginning of the new year. It would be the same thing, 10 weeks, an hour a week, but it would be a group thing on Zoom versus just the one-on-one. Now, I think the one-on-one is the biggest bang for your buck because that's just you and me, problem solving, exactly pinpointing, getting so resolve-y about what's jamming you up. Group can have the same effect. It's just a lower price point and it's just a different animal. So I'm thinking of doing that. But the other thing I just thought of today, and I will plant the seed, is I have done free workshops for this process that I love called breeze blocking. It's structuring your time in a cool way to realize how much time you do have to do the things you want to do and to make time to do the things you want to do. Now, I did one of these in June, and it's funny, it seems like every other month. I did one in June, and it was free and live on Zoom, and people got the recordings too, just the people on the mailing list. And then I did one in August, and now I'm getting this feeling that I want to do one in October. So I'll tell you this right now. I will be doing one of those on Sunday, October 1st, and the only way you get invited to it is to just hop on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. So notice all that free stuff I'm giving you? I like to give away stuff. What can I say? I'm generous. I get generosity, abundance and generosity. Okay? Now back to your regularly scheduled program, okay? All right, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, Elizabeth Max says, actually, you know what? Elizabeth, I'll get to yours in a second. Okay, here's the thing. I will answer you first. There was one up there I wanted to mention. Seeing stuff bothers me, but putting it in drawers, I forget to use it. So here's where sometimes that object permanence ADHD brain might be affecting you. And I just want to offer this, Elizabeth, and everybody. Look for evidence in your life that exists right now as to when you do put things away where you do know where they are. I am thinking of the following: your clothes in a clothing drawer, your glasses, like your drinking glasses, your coffee mugs, your plates, your mixing bowls, things like that. You have evidence in your life of when you put things in drawers, you remember to use them. You know where they are, you can go get them. What might be a thing you might want to consider is that maybe what you've done with the things that you put in drawers, you might have just shoved them in a drawer without thinking about, is this where they should go? So then you don't know where they are until you open up the drawer and you're like, oh, that's where that is. being a little bit more intentional. And this is when I talk about that kind of triumvirate of awesomeness, is your home looking the way you want it to look, you feeling the way you want to feel in your home. But the third one is your home functioning like you want it to function. And to me, the functionality of your home is as simple as, I know where things are, I easily can go get them there, I can use the things because they're of good quality, and when I'm done with them, I can easily put them back because I know where they are and I know where they go back. Maybe that is where the throwing stuff in drawers might have jammed you up. Just wanted to offer it, okay? Now, Claudia was saying, I'm helping my autistic young adult son to organize his bedroom and closet. Any inspiring ideas? Yes. What I would offer is similar thing is work with him to say, where is a place that makes sense to him for things to go so that he can easily get them, that it works with his brain, with your brain. Put things where it makes sense to you that are also in a place that isn't just all over the place. Train your brain to put things away in a place that when you go to look for it, you know where it will be, even if that is out of sight. Practice the skill of knowing where things are when they are out of sight. That is a habit, that is a skill, that is a neural pathway in your brain that says, when I go to look for my paper, when I go to look for my saran wrap, I know where it is. When I go to look for my hand mixer, I know where it is. When I go to look for my fuzzy socks because it's getting colder out, I know where it is. When I go to look for X, I know where it is. That's my brain. Work with your brain, not against it. Okay? And help your son work with his brain. Everybody's brain is different. Everybody's brain different. Okay? Okay, I have a problem letting go of kids' books from when they were little. Sue is mentioning this, and I want to bring this up because I often talk about 3 is a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number. We talked about, the threes of lack and, sufficiency and just right and too much. That's 3. We just talked about, form follows function, how it looks, how it feels, how it does the third thing, functions. What did I say? Looks, feels, and functions. And then the third one, another 3, is the clutter in your home. The stuff in your home that is considered clutter is probably one of 3 categories. Categories are your friends, people. Think of your categories. You have surface clutter, you have stored clutter, and you have sentimental clutter. Now notice where my hand is when I say sentimental clutter. And for you guys who are out decluttering, I've just got my hand near my heart, okay? That's all it is. You don't have to come back. Keep doing what you're doing. But notice that your sentimental clutter, the stuff that tells you a story, that's how you know it's sentimental, all right? Kids' books from when they were little, I have a problem letting them go. You know what? Because it makes you feel feelings. You remember when there was those little kids? Oh my gosh. It gets your heart involved. Those are the decisions that are going to be the most challenging out of all 3. But you can do a lot with your surface and your stored before you ever get to the sentimental. And I say that with strategy. I say that because decluttering is building your muscle. Decluttering is building your decision-making muscle, saying, what is this? What do I want to do with it? If I want it, where does it go? And if I don't want it, what's the easier way to get out of my house? If you start with the easy stuff on the surface, that builds your muscle. Then you go to the stored stuff that's a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't have like a real emotional pull. Then you've practiced. So by the time you get to your sentimental stuff, you are used to making decisions that are aligning with how you want your home and life to look and feel and function. Just notice that. Catherine, I love that you gave her some ideas. Catherine is saying, that was challenging for me too. We're all in this boat together. So I donated it to churches and daycares and preschools. Hi, yes, too much clothes, says Nancy. Saw your video, but address clothes that fit and work, but you don't wear. Okay, easy peasy. Why don't you wear them? Notice, I will say this, everybody, notice right here, I show up in the energy of sincere curiosity, not judgment. Why don't you wear them? That's judgy, that shuts you down. Having your loving heart involved in it, ask yourself with loving kindness, Nancy, yeah, why don't I wear these clothes? You have them, you just don't wear them. That's okay. We as humans get into routines. We get into, I don't want to say a rut. Sometimes a rut can turn into I've often said this, sometimes a groove turns into a rut. We can totally go off on that, but what I want to say is we often wear the same clothes, eat the same foods, Drink from the same mugs. It's not like I have 50 of these, guys. I have many more mugs in my cupboard. I'm always rinsing out this one and my other one because I love it. I love the size. I love this. I have other ones I don't use as much. Same thing maybe with you and Nancy. Nancy. Clothes that fit, work clothes, but I don't wear them. Just get curious. Why don't you wear them? I will offer this. Here's a thought to roll around in your head. Much like I said earlier about people from previous generations being affected by the Great Depression, we have all been affected by the COVID lockdown of 2020. Many of us used to work differently than we do now. Many of us maybe went out to offices and had to wear clothing that looked different than what we wear now. Just notice if your post-lockdown life looks and feels different than your pre-lockdown life, and be okay with that. We're all different. How many more people now are wearing leggings and sweat? We're more used to being comfortable. We work from home, and that's okay. Just notice, ask yourself the questions with love and curiosity and compassion. Why don't I wear these clothes? And listen for the answer. And be cool with the answer, because the answer is coming from inside you, not anybody else. Okay? Twintastic, what can I do with the thought of I'm going to have a yard sale, I'm going to sell this mindset? How about this? Have a freaking yard sale. I'm going to sell this. Sell it. You have that thought, but notice if you're not doing that, that is also okay. Part of your brain is saying that's too much trouble to do all that. I don't want to do that because that's going to be a lot of work. Honor that feeling and say, okay, if I'm not going to have a yard sale, what's the easiest way for me to remove these items that I know don't work from my house, from my life? And instead of having a yard sale or going to sell it, donate it. If you're not selling or yard selling. If you want to have a yard sale, make a plan to have a yard sale. If you want to sell it, make a plan to sell it and sell it. As my mother might so not so wonderfully say, S or get off the pot. You know, limbo is keeping you in limbo. I was on a consultation call, or excuse me, a coaching call today with a client. In the limbo area, that yellow light area is what jams you up. Think of it this way. I'm going to do another TikTok video about it because I haven't used this imagery in a while. But I realized when I was on my coaching call with the client, she was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Trust your gut. Trust yourself. Trust yourself when you are saying, I think I want to do this, but I'm not doing it. Notice that kind of back and forth, that should I stay or should I go now? Think of it as, I get a visual aid here. Okay, so people who are decluttering while you're watching, all I will say is I'm going to hold up a piece of paper, and it's going to look like when you're at a traffic light, except it's flipped. So here's what it looks like to the people who are watching. Okay, everybody get that image? Notice you've got a green light here in your body that says, yes, I want to do that. Okay, that's easy. That's a thing I love. Notice that feeling of being drawn forward. Ooh, I'm leaning in. This is exciting. Tell me more, tell me more. Did he get very far? Right? Notice too, you've got something else down below here. Everybody poops. Your body gets rid of the stuff it knows it doesn't want. Here's the interesting thing. I just realized that when I said your body poops, the stuff in the middle, the yellow light, two things. That's your body holding on to fat, saying, I might use it someday. I may need this someday. It's also when you're in your car and you're at a yellow light, that yellow light feeling of, okay, I see the yellow light. Do I speed up and go through, or do I slow down? And that when you're caught in that kind of limbo, that's exhausting. You don't want to be there. Get better at identifying what's green to you and what's red to you. And that often means hanging out a little bit more in the yellow area. Okay, so Twintastic, you brought that up for me because you're in the yellow area. If I'm going to have a yard sale, have a yard sale. If I'm going to sell this, sell it. Decide what you're going to do. Deciding is really the great grandmother. That is the core life skill behind decluttering and deciding, getting better at making decisions that align with you is going to revolutionize your life. CC Fitzhenry says, do you coach in the evening at all or on a Saturday? Currently I don't. But I might consider it. So CC Fitzhenry, if you're interested, I don't know what time zone you're in. You don't need to tell me, but if that's something you're interested in, I like to be flexible. I will say this. I like to be flexible. However, I also know, and I'll be sincere with you, I am a morning person. I tend to lose my energy towards the end of the evening. So one of the things that keeps me from offering a lot of coaching in the evenings is I want to make sure that I'm bringing my best energy to my clients. I don't want you to get me when I'm kind of dazed and confused and exhausted and from being on the road all day. But CC Fitzhenry, if you're interested in coaching, unless somebody's got it, let me see. Nope, nobody has snagged it. So there's a TikTok. There's a one slot left for next week. And I'm not doing this as a get it now. I'm just letting you know, because here's the deal. Next week, I do coaching and consultations and TikTok lives. The following week, I do what I call, and I do this often because this is me creating the life I want, I go off the digital grid. I enjoy not having anybody expecting anything of me. I like that sometimes, then I want to get away from it. So the following week, the last week of this month, I am doing that. So I won't be consulting. There will be no TikTok lives, and I won't be doing any coaching. That said, I will also, when I come back from that, I will be reinvigorated and I will be excited to get back on my coaching thing. So I will put some more consultations on my page. And the people who get first dibs are the people that are on the email mailing list. So CC Fitzhenry, not to be like, it's just you're the bottom of my screen right now. If you think that coaching might be a thing, a 10-week one-on-one program with me might be a thing. It is paid coaching. I'll let you know that. Many people have said it's incredibly reasonable. Other people have said it's too expensive. Notice it's all who you are. But boy, does it get powerful results. You can see testimonials on my website. I usually don't show those off, but they're there. Get onto my mailing list. If you haven't already, just get on the mailing list. You'll get some good stuff and you can make decisions based on that. Okay. Ooh, 33 new messages. Okay. And I got 12 minutes and I got a call literally with some like insurance guy that I got to get off and do this. All right. What do we got here? Oh yeah. If you haven't followed me, follow me. I will follow you. Oh, German Maid has got the blankets folded, put away, bedding changed, and laundry sorted. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. What else do we have? Trying to go rid of things as they grow up. That's a good way. Oh, no, sorry. Pirate Kent. I'm sorry, Pirate Kent. Arr, not a pirate fest, me. Me matey. No, it's a Pyrex. Like Pyrex bowls and dishes. Okay. What else do we have here? Saving things. Too many. Notice those things. Lack. Just right. Too many. Think of this analogy. You guys remember Goldilocks and the Three Bears? Okay, forget about the fact that she came into their house and it starts eating their stuff and sleeping places. The basic concept of that was too cold, that was too hot, this is just right. That was for her. What's your too hot, too cold, just right? Your just right point is what we're going for. And if you have too many is just above that. All we need to do is knock down the stuff between now and just right. It doesn't mean get rid of everything. That's just a crossed wires in your brain. It doesn't mean getting rid of everything. It's getting down to that point where things look and feel and function like you want them to. There we go. All right. Hi, do you let new clothes? Yeah. Do you let go new clothes and expensive pocketbooks? Koki is saying that. Here's a thought I would love to share with you is ignore the sunk costs. What does that mean? They do it in economics and business all the time. Is if something's not working for you, you've already spent your money. The money is gone. You're not going to get it back unless you try to sell it. So if you want to sell it, see first, I will say this, with anybody who has an inkling of this might be worth something, find that out today. Go on to the internet, go on to eBay, look for, completed, whatever you call them, sold things. See how much people are getting for what you're selling. Go on to Poshmark, wherever you think somebody might be buying something. Take the pulse of what people are spending money on now. And I say this, the phrase people usually have is, this may be worth something someday. Today is someday. Look at what it is worth now. It may never be as worth as much as it is now. It could totally decrease. Think about things like Beanie Babies. Think about things that were at a big price and then suddenly they dropped. That happens. The sooner you realize what you're dealing with, we hung on to some of my dad's book collection way too long, thinking that they were going to be worth something someday. They were worth something someday, but that day was like 20 years ago. Now we cannot give the books away. Or actually, we have to give them away because ain't nobody buying them. Just notice that. Yes, and Cece, you're saying right. 20% of clothes, 80% of the time. There we go. With ADHD, sometimes clothes don't feel right. I don't even know if that's, yes, and it's totally true. So only wear clothes that feel comfortable. I guess I have ADHD for the fact that ever since I was a little kid, I hated certain fabrics. And when tags bug me, they bug me. I just figure I want to be comfortable. Why should I be bugged by something? Okay. Is there someone you work with who may be a similar size? Oh, there we go. Catherine was given some advice. Air fryer is cleaned. Giving it away, throwing it away. Just got up one day and wanted it done. Loving it. Loving it. You guys are so good. I love that you practice what you preach, says Mocha Java. I do. I try to. I don't want to show up as like some fakey fakerson. No, I'm going through the same things you are. Did you see my TikTok videos about me trying on my clothes that don't fit? That felt so good, actually, just having it done. Getting over that thing I was afraid of. Trying on that shirt and being like, yep, here they are. That's not how I want to look. And then I tried another one. I was like, oh, okay, I like this one, how it fits better. That's what you do. And you love yourself through the whole process. You practice loving yourself through the whole process. Okay, cool. You're on the mailing list. That's good. Eating, sleeping, and being hydrated really makes a difference. Totally does. German Maid, you're going to be set for the weekend. Okay? Notice this too. German Maid is doing all sorts of things within like 50 minutes. And the other thing I want to offer to you is please notice this. This is coming up a lot on my coaching calls, so I want to make sure I address it here. Check yourself to see if you have that all or nothing mindset when it comes to decluttering. I can't do any during the week. I'm just going to make up for it and do a lot on Saturday. That is kind of that nothing and all and nothing and all. That's not really a great way to think about that for decluttering or anything, because what that does, it's like if you only worked out once a week, and then you know what that does, it sucks up your Saturday doing stuff you'd rather much play, you'd rather go live on a Saturday. See where you can do a little bit at your time, because here's the deal, your clutter accumulated a little bit at a time. You can reverse that and say, okay, let me clear off this surface, let me practice not cluttering it again. That is totally part of the work, is practicing your new habits, stopping your unproductive habits that got you cluttered and redirecting yourself to do something different. Redirect that traffic in your brain, your neural pathway, all that to do something different, to keep yourself from recluttering. And the more you show up and practice those habits, the more they just become what you do. Think about when you didn't know how to drive a car. You had to think about it all the time, but the more you practiced it, you had to think, and now you just kind of do it. Or you need to think about stuff, but it's in a totally different part of your brain that is not taking up all that thinking energy. Notice that. I also just noticed that, oh no, I am. Okay, I just was thinking that my phone wasn't charging. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, call me Pat. I am an all or nothing, unfortunately. You can stop that. You can. You say, oh, I'm an all or nothing, unfortunately. No, you just recognize that you are. You're like, I can practice stopping that and saying, what can I do differently? I mean, if you want to be all or nothing, what I have heard from multiple people on these TikTok lives, and when I'm all or nothing, I get nothing. I get nothing. This is the great thing. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. This is why I love being on Zoom, or TikTok rather, and not being in your home. I can never convince you of anything. Convincing doesn't work. What I will share with you, though, is learning to do a little bit at a time as opposed to all or nothing just makes every day more enjoyable. It does, and it makes your Saturdays more enjoyable too, and your weekends, because then you're not thinking I need to do all this stuff. You say, hey, I got a few things to do, and then I'm going to go out and live. Okay? All right, what do we got here? All right, we got 5 minutes here. I leave one piece of clothes at my job's bathroom. It always disappears. So learn to not do that if it disappears, if somebody else takes it. Oh, thank you, Melissa, or M3 Lisa. I think you are amazing. I listened to you for hours last week, and it have helped me so much. Thank you. And notice everybody. Notice what Melissa said, or I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. I'm not there helping her with her stuff at all. I am not in there. I am helping her listen to what already is in here, which is thoughts. Thoughts that make you feel better, because when you feel better, you do better. When you have an unhelpful thought, it makes you feel like crap, you do something not so great. When you have a better thought, you feel better, you do better. It can be as simple as that. Okay. Oh, I get it. Thank you. Call me Pat. I do it to declutter. Okay, so it was purposeful. I get that now. German maid, you are a rock star today. Okay. I love it. See, notice Princess of a King 7 is giving you a high five. I am also giving you, I always do that, like, who was it? Tina Fey, 30 Rock, Liz Lemon high five. It just cracks me up. Give yourself, everybody, no matter what you do today, this weekend, decluttering, or just something that's good for your life, give yourself your own high five. Generate some dopamine in you. My ADHD people will know that they sometimes struggle with that. You have your brain, you have your life. Find a way to work with it that gets you the results you want. Okay? I love it. Holly is saying, thank you so much. I have to go now, but this live has me motivated to start decluttering. Very cool, Holly. What I will offer too is that as soon as I get off this, I will be downloading this TikTok live, and it will get up onto YouTube before I leave for the Pyrex Fest, not the Pirate Fest. Havre de Grace, Maryland tomorrow. Joe Retro, Google it. It's there. I'll be there with my sister, Mad Mama Vintage. So if you happen to be in Havre de Grace, come say hi. I'm going to wear a t-shirt that says Destination Decluttered. So come say hi. The other thing too is, get yourself motivated for anything every day. There we go. Nancy says, you're helping me love my space. Let's stop looking at perfect pictures and stop comparing. Yes, perfect doesn't exist. Perfect stops you. Comparing stops you. Comparison and perfection are like unhappy, what I call them, your backseat drivers. They are backseat drivers. If you look for perfect, you're not going to find it. You're going to stop. Okay. All right, there we go. Pyrex Fest is amazing. Yeah, it is. Google it. It's wicked fun. I go, and the great thing is I look at stuff that I like, but I love what I have in my home. But the other thing is too, and I'll leave you with this, is I often will allow myself to say, if I see something I like, I really like, that's going to add to my delight and my functionality, and it's not going to feel like clutter, I will buy it. I recently bought, this may seem silly to you guys, but every time I use it, I delight. I bought a vintage melamine butter dish. I had been looking for a better butter dish. One of mine had broken, and I found this one of this Branchell, I think it is, or Color Flight, and I love it. And every time I use it, I'm just like, ooh, I am so glad I spent the money on this. It's the right size. It feels good. It's a good color. It fits where I want it to. So don't think that just because you're decluttering, you can never buy anything again or never go out shopping, that all or nothing. You can go and you can look and you can shop. But when you get cool with, when you're at that level of just right, you will be so much more choosy about what you choose to let into your life, because you only want it to add to the delight, not add to the clutter. Okay, there we go. Okay, Claudia Stephanie 7, nice to meet you. I know you just stumbled on this live. You love my vibe. Thank you for the wonderful tips. You're welcome. You're welcome. Again, I will do that kind of last minute pitch because I'm supposed to get a call at noontime. DestinationDecluttered.com. Sign up for the mailing list. If you haven't followed my TikTok page, when you follow my TikTok page, you'll know when I'm doing a live. I'm doing a live, I believe, on Monday. I'm going to mix that up a little bit more in October. But if you even go to my TikTok page and you see at the top of my page, you'll see a pinned post that says TikTok live schedule from now until the end of September. That really just means now until next next Friday, because that after that I'm going off the digital grid. But there are ways that you can continue to get this encouragement, and just ways of thinking of things differently that'll make you feel differently. And when you feel better, you're going to do better. I think that's all I got. There we go. Okay, all of these things. I love it. You guys are doing so good. This is so awesome. Always a pleasure to meet new people, and to see familiar names. I love it that German Maid, you got so much stuff done. You were encouraging everybody. Again, my name is Beth, but please just remember Destination Decluttered. You are here on a map. Your life is a road trip. Drive in the direction of your dreams, okay? And I will see you on Monday. Have an awesome weekend. And maybe I'll see you at Pyrex Fest. All right? Bye.